This new moon is the final chapter of the zodiac wheel. It's the last inhale before the astrological year resets. At 28 degrees of Pisces, this is the moment that everything dissolves back into pure potential, this sea of infinite possibilities. It's the first breath of creation. It is the blank page before the first word. Literally, think about that for a moment, right? It's the blank page before the first word I'm seeing emerges. That's where it's like, okay, it's like a blank domino. Oh, okay, let's go with this flow. Okay, right. Can you let go of the old story of the number that was on the domino and the piece that you had, I'm being called to actually look up real quick. I guess this is the direction that we're going in. What does having a blank domino mean? Okay, let's take a look at this. This is what I'm seeing. This is like an ace, right? So it's like a brand new beginning. A blank domino is a domino tile with no dots on one or both sides and can have few meanings depending on the context. So a blank domino represents zero. A 0-0 tile called a double blank. And in gameplay, okay, so this is, I'm seeing a 0-0 that you have. So you know how sometimes you have 0 and then you have a few dots or one dot or however many on the other side. I'm seeing a complete 0-0 dot that you have. So a connector piece to match another number. It can be used as a blank domino to represent ideas, a blank slate, something that hasn't been defined or decided yet. It talks about potential possibility because there's no number. It can symbolize open outcomes, and that's where I see you being right now. You're literally at an open outcome, neutrality, or pause in a chain reaction. Dominoes are often used to represent cause and effect as well. So the domino effect of a blank tile can symbolize a reset point into unknown variable in that chain. So there's like a new way that you're going to be playing this game, because I see like all the dominoes that you received are just 0-0. They're just all blanks. It's like you can do whatever it is that you want, and I'm seeing these are the cards that have been dealt to you in this round. That's what this is. So it's a 0 point, and it's the void before creation, a moment where the next move determines the pattern. That's exactly what this is. It's potential before form, similar to like the 0 in mathematics or void in cosmology, right? So this is literally exactly it. So can you let go of the story you've been carrying long enough to be able to receive the new ones trying to replace it? Because that's exactly what this new moon is. It literally isn't about manifesting through effort, but instead is about clearing any kind of emotional static so that your true intention, right, the soul's true intention, can rise from that stillness. And that's exactly where it is that you've arrived. Let's talk about this, the bridge and the moon as well, right, before we jump in, because I'll go ahead and explain a little bit more of what this new moon is. But happy new moon, my love. I want to go ahead and read to you the moon first in this deck. And in this deck we have the moon also symbolizing the bridge, and this talks about your higher self, like the highest possible version of you. Imagine you're seated across the table and you meet a parallel version of self, and it's your highest self. It's your higher self in physical form. It's the physical form of your higher self, the highest possible expression of you. That's what this is. Let me go ahead and read it. And you're meeting it. Like, imagine meeting yourself from an outside perspective. Okay, I'm hearing, how would you admire yourself? What are the things that you would admire about that version of self? Would it be the courage? Would it be the discipline? Would it be the determination? Would it be the congruency and doing everything it is that you had set out to do? That's what I'm seeing. That's the version of self that you're becoming. Okay, that's the new story that you're telling. That you're showing. So illusions and intuition. You come across a bridge, a strange breeze tosses specks of light around in the thick air. You notice a figure standing on the other side of the bridge, and it looks like you, what you imagine yourself looking like. But as you step forward, the space around you ripples like a mirage and distorts your vision. Is this an illusion? Fragments of your past and future memories reflect onto the bridge and then vanish. The figure that was once there on the other end of the bridge is no longer there, and you find yourself in their place. The bridge is a card about illusions. If you put it in a reading, it can be a call to pay attention to the unconscious self. We all have desires that are not necessarily resting on the surface. Sometimes we are unaware of what we want most in life. The bridge is only a metaphor for this. In time, you will see it's constructed only of your own illusions. I love this because it's saying like that you're already it, only an illusion seeming different. Okay, so all the whole octave of you, it's a projection of yourself. That's what this is. And even if we talk about like the sun in Pisces and it's sextiling Uranus on this new moon, which is like a spark in the stillness that you're receiving, it's Uranus that brings things up like unexpected. But Pisces kind of softens the blow. It softens the shock of something that's unexpected, because in a way it's not. So the sextile can feel like a sudden insight you receive, maybe even like a sudden shift in your identity or the version of self that you've been identifying yourself as. And it can lead to a breakthrough that arrives inside of a quiet moment where it's oh, that's actually a choice to keep embodying this version of self when we can literally shift into this parallel instantaneously. It's only our belief that we cannot that will distort the way that we see ourselves. So it could be even an intuitive jolt that changes the way that you see everything, but it's not chaotic. It's simply just an awakening. It's like a remembering. It's like, oh, of course, that's me. Like, that is who I've always been. This is just a shell of who I've been creating myself to be. It's almost like it's being a mutated version of self that has become a product of its environment. But what happens when you begin to break free from that conditioning? This is about returning to whom it is that you were before your conditioning. Who you were before the world told you that you were small or that you were limited. That right thing to do is a box invented by people who are afraid. You return to the version of self that's not afraid to step outside of their box. I'm also hearing like challenge the status quo. But yeah, the 0-point translation for that is that your field recalibrates the moment that you stop resisting that change, because change never hurts. It's only our resistance to it that hurts. And the new version of you is already, forming, and its aspects are revealing itself to you. That's what's happening right now. It's like, oh, these are the things that I actually admire about myself, or that I would actually truly, truly admire. Now, another thing that's happening during this new moon is that Venus in Aries is squaring Jupiter in Cancer, and that is you being seated at this emotional threshold where you are seeing, this parallel version of self. You are seeing your higher self on the bridge, right? This light here. And then these two wolves actually symbolize, distractions like doubt along the spiritual journey. That's what the boat represents. And this is about what your heart wants, right? Because that's Venus and Aries. It's very much this fresh desire, and your comfort zone being Jupiter in Cancer. And it amplifies things like your desire, being emotionally honest with yourself, what it is that you're attracted to also being amplified, right? What it is that the soul desires to experience, and that seeming really, really attractive. It could be attractive timelines, it could be attractive opportunities, and the courage to leave an old emotional pattern behind. And Aries is saying go forward with it, and Cancer is saying it's safe here. So there's that invitation where, okay, it's also safe as you move forward towards this new thing. You're safe in the unknown just as much as you are safe in the known. Okay, it's like familiarity can be confused with safety, but really you can be even more safe, if not better off. And I'm hearing more exposed to abundant timelines as you venture off into the unknown. And once you cultivate that self-trust and being able to navigate that, you can choose the direction that actually expands you, and not the old one that protects the outdated version of you. Okay, this self, this light cannot be contained inside of the old timeline. It's like it is not a vibrational match to what would feel like it becomes contracted in, and what it is that it would feel like it has to reduce itself in. And so this square that's happening, it creates a conflict because it exposes where you've outgrown the past, and where the past version of you is still governing the way that you're moving forward into these more expanded timelines, or terrain. So the message is that this new moon ends this cycle. Uranus is like the wake-up call, essentially, that you're coming into. It can even be a wake-up into the new version of self, right? Where it's like there is this remembrance. Venus and Jupiter is going to test that. That's whether you're willing to grow into this version of self and also hold space for the outdated one. and nurse it back into what it's always been, breaking out of the shell of who you've created yourself to be and stepping back into whom it is you've always been, right? Stripping away everything that's unaligned in order to be able to return back to whom it is that you have always been. So releasing emotional residue, allowing this insight for what it is that you'd actually want your life experience to like truly land, and be seated with that, and choose a timeline that feels alive for you, and that may not be familiar. Okay, so that's a final reset moment that's happening. That's what this new moon is, especially before the new season begins, right? The astrological new year. This is where you're allowing the old to dissolve and you're letting the new find you as you're quiet. It's finding you in the quiet. That's what this is. So the moon, the bridge, that's you. Now, let me go ahead and get one message for this new moon as well. I want to take a look at a Cosmos Oracle message and see what's going on in the field with the moon. Star. I love it. Someone who has been known to actually be incredibly lucky. But this luck, it's not just by chance. The luck is your preparation that's now meeting an opportunity to rise into that version of self. You're rising the octave into a higher ascended aspect. And at the base you have collapse. So collapse talks about the collapse of an old system. It's like the old ways of navigating this construct and who it is that you've had to be in order to get here. It's no longer who you have to be moving forward. So give yourself permission to expand and explore beyond the version of self that has been operating in survival. Let me go ahead and take a look at star for you. So a celestial body which shines with its own light. The word star has been used for a long time to refer to someone who's lucky. It's a magical wild card that stands out against everything and everyone. The star brings light and acts as a guide for all those who accompany it. The star shines with a unique pulse and surrounds the vast night with its enveloping light, leadership and brilliance, spirituality and faith. You've been guided through this existence, so you've experienced both sides of the spectrum, okay? You've experienced the full totality of shadow and light. And the shadow self, the fear, has been operating the best that it knows with the information that it has, with the level of awareness that it has. And that octave of you has been guiding you through this existence. And it's been in here. It's been I need to see it in order to believe it. And now you're being guided through here as you move into this new astrological reset. And it feels like you're being acquainted, or you're meeting this version of self, like you're remembering this version of self. I believe it. And so naturally, reality will reconfigure and allow me to see it with the physical eyes, but I see it first with the lens of the soul. That is self-belief, not being just a feeling, but a behavior in the way that you move through this existence. It's to stand true to the things in which you believe, even when that doubt screams louder than that vision. That's what it is. And it's trusting yourself in that happening. And that's why you're going to be seen as someone that is, again, moving with leadership and also brilliance in this cycle. So activate 333 portal and be thankful. So the 333 is actually your potential card. So you're rising into your full potential. Son of stars with stardust in our veins. The light, the whole sky lays deep in our veins. It's in our DNA, shining more than any glitter. The lucky star living within you, full of wisdom and wit. Beautiful. Right, let's pull one soul's journey message for what you need to hear most during this new moon, and then I'm gonna love and leave it right there. Love. That's so interesting because the base card before I shuffled it was on fear. So it's like you're moving from fear guiding you to love guiding you, and love is your interconnectedness to all things. So I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Okay, love. So that's all you have been. That's all there is. You are love. It is your inherent vibration. The obstacles and challenges of the physical dimension attempt to trick you into thinking that there are other ways to view life. But there is only one way that's natural to your being, love. This card simply reminds you that your soul is made of God's pure divine vibrational force of love, and that you need to bring awareness to bear on every aspect of your life and being. Love is a healing energy. All anxiety and drama cannot exist in the aura of love. Most souls have come back upon this earth to learn, accept, and utilize this harmonic force, and to see its effect upon their lives. It is your time to remind others of the strength of their own power of God, and assist them in knowing fully that love is the most powerful element in the universe. It builds, fortifies, and strengthens even the most lost person. When we live in the power of love, then and only then will we know truth. True love is the spiritual link between us and God. It will guide our footsteps through conflicts of the material world and will cleanse our hearts of unwanted facets of the human personality. So again, the personality is literally something that we construct as a survival mechanism, it's a result of our programming. The effect of our life is a result of how programmed we are compared to returning back to who we were before that conditioning. The effect of one's life is a result of one's cause, conscious or unconscious. But once consciousness wakes up in this construct, whether that be abruptly or slowly, you can begin making more coherent decisions aligned with the soul's journey as you move through this construct. This is the thing, you are making decisions in a place of decoherence, right? So disconnection from the source. But then recognizing that source is a fractal of you. You are a fractal of source. You are a fractal of infinite potential. And you look at life on earth through the lens of source. Source sees life on earth through your subjective lens. Then you move through life with that electrical communication, with that strong point of connection to your origin point, to the part of you that knows no limits, that is truly limitless and abundant. Then you look at limits in this realm as something that you play with. Moving through life without that connection to yourself versus having that connection to yourself, it looks very different, because when consciousness wakes up, it begins to behave very differently. The higher intelligence that you remember yourself as begins to guide not just you, the eternal light that is you guides you through this existence, but also becomes a point of reference and remembrance for the origin point of all those around you. One emanation, difference and only seeming. All children of light, sourced from the same wisdom, learning to return to that wisdom once again. But you also become a point of reference for that origin point and what that looks like. And that means that you embody and model a different example. You don't model and mirror the wounds of contraction or expansion or dimming your light. Instead, you step into that full expression So, I'm going to love and leave you right there. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. Also, yeah, personal reading details are closed right now. I have low battery. They are closed right now, but you can inquire still via email, and I'll let you know when I do deploy a waiting list. I don't know why I use the word deploy, but I guess it's going to feel like that by the time I do this next series. Also, check out Altar Spirit. There's 2 discount codes in the description box down below. If you're looking for some high quality 888 grade jewelry, you have 2 discount codes down in the description box. I don't know if I said that. Until next time, happy new moon in Pisces. Bye.
Clouds in the sky.